honey lemon cookies. Now, I've never made this recipe before, but I looked it up on allrecipes.com and it's got a 4.5 stars with a decent amount of reviews. So when trying a recipe, look for 4 or 5 stars, or 8 or 9, and make sure it has a lot of reviews. So if a lot of people tried it and liked it, I'm sure I'll try it and like it. So I hope you make this with me for the first time, and let's have some delicious honey lemon cookies. First, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, of course. For this recipe, you're going to need 7 tablespoons of butter, and to cream it good, you're going to want it to be softened. So I'd recommend setting this out like half an hour to an hour beforehand, or if you're like me and just don't have the time, I recommend heating it a little in your microwave, but not on full power, on like 20% power, just for like 10 or 15 seconds. This to kind of speed up the softening, and then just let it soften on its own another 10 or 20 minutes. Next, we're going to need some lemon peel, since these are lemon cookies after all. You're going to need to grate some of the peel off. I'd recommend doing this with like a handheld grater like this and just kind of run it across. Okay, after you've grated off most of the lemon peel, I'd recommend cutting it in half and then squeezing out its juice, because you're going to need the juice for the icing. You don't need much. I think the recipe called for either a few teaspoons or a few tablespoons. But still, get out as much as you can. Lemon juice is delicious. Now in a mixing bowl, we have to cream together our 7 tablespoons of softened butter and our ½ cup of sugar. Now creaming together just means you beat really hard together, get some air into it. Once those have really creamed together well, it says to beat in 1 egg, which is at a slower speed. Now using an icing spatula, I'd scrape down the sides so they all mix together well. Now to our creamed together butter, sugar, and an egg, we're going to add 2 mixtures alternatively. We're going to add like a dry mixture of flour, baking powder, and salt. And then we're going to add a wet mixture of yogurt, honey, and lemon extract. So for the dry part of it, you're going to need 1 3/4 a cup flour. And then to that, you're going to want to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And ½ a teaspoon of salt. Then I would just mix those all together lightly. Now for the wet ingredients, you need to combine 1/4 a cup of plain yogurt. I'm using vanilla, but if you can find plain, use that instead. And then a 1/3 cup of honey. Okay, now to this we're going to add 2 teaspoons of our lemon peel that we grated. And then on top of that, half a teaspoon of lemon extract. And then we're going to mix all these together. And this is the liquid mixture. We want to mix our honey mixture and then our dry mixture alternatively into our creamed butter mixture. I would do this on a low speed. And I would do little by little. Once again, I scrape down some of the flour that got away. Really make sure that mixes in good. Smelling good so far. Just lightly. Now take some baking sheets. Make sure you spray them with Pam or non-stick spray. And what you do is you can use tablespoons or just a regular spoon. I would use a butter knife to get them out. And just plop them down. Try to keep them rounded. Space them about an inch or two apart. Okay, now take the cookies you just dropped onto your baking sheets and then put them in your oven and bake for 10 to 12 minutes or until they're golden brown looking. And while they're baking, we're going to work on the icing. For your icing, you need to take 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, which you should have squirted from the lemon yourself. Makes it taste a lot better. Then you need your 2 teaspoons of your lemon peel. I'm running a little low. Hopefully you got a bigger lemon than I did. And then here's what you use to make a lot of icings, and fondant for that matter. Confectioners sugar. And you just mix it all together. And this should give you an icing that you can brush onto your cookies once they're done baking. Looks delicious. Okay, they've been going for about 10 minutes. And then if you get them out, you see that they are golden brown in color. These were on a different rack, so I'm going to let them... No, they look done too. Now you need to take them off the pan and put them onto cooling racks, and that's when you can put the glaze on. Now that I've got these all on a cooling rack, take your icing, and then if you have a brush or you can use whatever, just spread the icing over the cookies. Well, they smell good, and now that they've cooled down, they're It tastes pretty good too. If you're in the mood for some springy lemon cookies, look no further.